Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So welcome to Mediation. I'm your mediator today. What are your names?
McKenna.
McKenna?
Emily.
Emily. Nice to meet you.
Mm.
So thank you for coming. Bathrooms are down the hall if you need them. Is everyone comfortable?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So mediation is basically a technique that we can use for conflict resolution.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to talk, and you're just going to get all your feelings out, no judgment, and then I am here just to kind of steer you along. I can't come up with any solutions. You all will be in charge of mentioning solutions. We'll talk about it and see what we can agree on.
Okay.
If you need to schedule another session with me, you may. We'll talk about that when we get through this first one.
Okay.
So, another thing, I'm just a facilitator. I can't put any of my opinions on. I will try to be as non-biased as I can. If I'm showing any bias, please let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Okay.
no problem.
Okay.
This is a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I am expecting from you all is to be respectful of each other. Please let each of you say everything you need to say before jumping in and interrupting.
Okay.
So also, everything that happens in here is confidential.
Okay.
I can't tell anybody anything. I might take notes just to keep track of what's going on.
Okay.
But those will be destroyed.
Okay.
So are there any questions about this process?
What's the rule on swearing?
Try to keep it at a minimum.
Okay, can do. Just
Okay.
curious.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to just start by hearing each of your stories.
Okay.
We'll start with McKenna, since you called the mediation.
Okay. I mean, it's just kind of dumb. Just the kind of whole situation. It's just kind of, I don't really think we needed the mediation, but this was someone else's suggestion, so I took it.
Whose suggestion?
One of my friends who was also frustrated at the situation. She was like, why don't you just try to, like, go to a mediator? And I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, I think it's dumb. I think the whole situation is obvious what happened, but apparently we need a mediator.
Can you elaborate?
With what happened?
Yeah.
So we had auditions in choir for a solo, and there were a lot of really, really talented people who auditioned, and it was a really, I thought the process went really well, and then Emily got it.
Okay.
And a group of us were talking, and someone threw it out there that, you know, she only got it because she works for the professor, and everyone agreed. And yeah, and then I happened to tell Emily that because I thought she deserved to know that that's what everyone was saying and that what everyone thought.
Okay.
Because it's true.
Emily, can you tell me your side of the story?
I auditioned like everyone else did. I didn't really think I was gonna get it, but I did. I mean, I do work for the professor, but it's not like personal. It's just I do a bit of paperwork for her. Like, it's not like we have deep conversations. I don't know. I didn't think about it like that. I just tried my best in the audition.
A lot of people tried their best in the audition.
Okay.
Do you have anything to say to that, McKenna?
I guess it's I mean, you said you didn't think you were going to get it, so I just think I'm confused why you got it. Because there were a lot of really talented people who tried out.
I think that's why. Because, everyone is so talented in the class, so I just kind of audition. I don't think, go into it going, I'm going to get this. I go into it just, auditioning.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys, talk about the audition?
No.
Ever while you were doing your little paperwork?
No.
Don't laugh.
We don't talk about anything, really. She's do this paperwork, and I do it. And then she leaves the room normally as I'm doing it, so it's instructions more than work, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. I'm still sensing a lot of tension. So maybe we should go one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is one of you will leave the room and then the other person will have a chance to say everything that they want to say.
Okay.
I will know this information only. So let's start with Emily this time since we started with McKenna to begin.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna my phone.
You will have an even amount of time. As
Okay.
well.
I just want to watch my slime video.
Come in after 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Got it.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. Emily. So how are you feeling about everything?
I feel a little attacked. I don't know. I guess I thought these people were my friends, and I thought they would be happy that I got it, but I didn't think they would assume because of my work that it would differ from a situation in like an audition, because no matter like what you audition for, you go in just for the audition. You don't like talk to the person behind it. It's really just you pick the person who's best for it, I guess. I mean, it's just work. We didn't talk about it at all.
Yeah.
Like, I knew auditions were coming up, but she didn't think I was going to audition for it, and she was surprised when I did, so I don't know. It's just,
Are you talking about the professor?
yes, the professor
okay.
didn't know I was going to audition for it. Yes. Yep. I just feel like they're getting really upset about something that I can't really handle. Like, I have no control of this situation. Like, she chose me, and I can't really back down now because that's not professional.
Yeah. So, what I'm hearing from McKenna is that they feel that there is a bias there. Do you think that's a possibility?
I mean, I don't think the professor sees me in any different light than she sees all of the other students, because she treats us all with the same respect and the same dignity and the same like professionalism as she would treat anyone else. She sees me more because I work for her, but that's all it is. It's just work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think because you do someone's paperwork, it changes if they pick you for a solo. Because it's not singing, it's paperwork.
Right. So what would you like to get out of this situation, this whole mediation?
I wasn't really expecting to be here, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't really call it. I think I just want them to realize that it's not a favoritism thing, and it's not because I work for her. It's just I was not per se better because everyone was really good in the auditions, hence why I didn't think I was going to get it. But she chose me, and I wish they would like see that I am a good singer and like just let me have it this once. Like, I never normally audition for things like this, and now I have it, so I can't change it. So I think just being accepted and them not thinking I only got it because of work, not because of talent.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you have anything else to throw on the table?
No.
Okay. Why don't you go and get McKenna, and we'll start with her.
Turn my timer.
Careful.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. You're fine. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, you have 3 minutes, so.
Come in 3 minutes.
Hello.
Oh.
I'm back.
All right. So, what are your feelings on all this?
I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of frustrated because she doesn't really understand what everyone else went through during the audition process. Like, we tried to a couple of us have tried to explain it to her, but it was kind of just like when the auditions were happening, once Emily sang, our professor kind of stopped caring. Like, she wouldn't give us notes. She didn't like ask anyone to repeat anything, but Emily sang the same part like 3 times, and she was getting notes and like correcting it. So it was obvious favoritism. And is it because she works for her? Maybe not. But it was just all of us were really frustrated afterwards.
So during the audition, Emily sang it 3 times.
Like, she said she went first, and so she said, okay, you get to sing it again at the end. But then the second time she sang it, she said, and that's completely understandable, having someone who goes first, because you're nervous and like you're the first one to go. And it was a high part. It wasn't like an easy solo. But the second time she did it, her voice cracked, and she went, okay. She's like, let's have you sing that again, but just like watch. And she gave her like pointers for the second time she sang it, and like one of my words just like didn't come out, and I didn't get a second chance when that happened to me. So it was just kind of just the whole thing was really frustrating that she just doesn't understand how she got the favoritism.
Okay. Okay.
People need to get off their phones.
I suppose it is a little busy in the mediation office today.
And Emily's technically not even supposed to be in our choir. She's just here for the term.
I see.
So there are people who have been dedicated to this choir all year, and just now because she's here for this one term, because her other choir can't fit in her schedule, like, she gets this special. It's just not fair. And I don't think she gets that. And, like, we tried. When I went to her to talk to her about it, I didn't go and I didn't, like, kick her door down, like, hey, frick you. You only work for the, like, I was like, hey, I genuinely just wanted her to know what other people were saying.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want it to be, it's frustrating.
Okay, so you just wanted...
I wanted it to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Emily has a nice voice. I'm not denying that. It's just, there are people who are dedicated to this choir who've been there all year, and she just came in 2 weeks in and took the solo. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
You don't even go here. She does go here, but, like, she's not in our choir.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating.
So, part of the audition process is that it's the director's choice.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about so Emily was saying that it's not really her fault because she didn't really choose herself to get the solo. How do you feel about...
I mean, she's not wrong. It's not her fault she didn't do anything, but I guess she's just not, as I said, like, she's not understanding how unfair it was, and that's what's frustrating. Because when I first went to talk to her and I mentioned it, I was like, look, people are just saying this. She's like, well, that's not my fault. And I was like, but you're not understanding why people would be frustrated. Like, you're just mad that we're frustrated. And, I mean, none of us are denying that she's a good singer. It's just the fact that it was an unfair process type of thing. In our eyes, we saw it as unfair.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So the main issue I'm hearing is the process was unfair, and you want Emily to understand.
Yeah, that was really the main point. I've tried talking to her about it before, so when I was talking to someone else who's not in our choir at all, it's just one of my friends from back home, and I was like, I just don't know what to do, because, like, I care about Emily, and, like, we have this friendship, but I'm just also really frustrated because she doesn't seem to understand what's going on. And they were like, why don't you try, like, getting someone else involved, like, someone just mediate it. And I was like, okay, I guess, but, like, I don't know, it's just frustrating. It just feels stupid, because it feels like we shouldn't even be fighting over this.
Yeah.
But, like, if she had just been, like, if she had said, like, you know, I understand that it was unfair, but, like, it wasn't my fault, or, like, been like, hey, like, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what I want her to do, but I just want her to get that it's unfair.
Yeah.
I don't want her to, like, give up the solo. She's gonna kill it. I know that. It's just a matter of. Am I making sense?
Yeah, you're making sense.
Okay, sorry. Feelings are hard.
Yeah, I understand.
It's just frustrating.
I just wanted to mention that mediation is always a good step. So I know it can be time consuming. Like we're here for an hour, but I really do think that this could help you guys find a solution. So, and I really hope so. And I'm going to be working. I'll work with you guys as long as you want me to and are able.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go get Emily. Come on in, Emily.
Please don't die.
Just fell.
Please don't die.
Alright.
My hip just gave away.
Oh god. Okay, so anything that we spoke about individually that you'd like to bring to the surface now? Yet again, no judging, just respect.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
With your
okay,
hip?
I'm
Like,
good.
actually, I'm kind of
No,
worried.
I'm
Is she
okay.
okay?
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
It just like twitched. It like
Okay.
clenched a little bit.
Alright.
And we just lost, I just,
Oh, well, my eyebrow.
I just lost feeling in it
Twitching
a little
to the
bit.
vein.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Mhm.
anything you'd like to reveal?
I'm okay.
That's good. I mean, you know that when I originally came to you with this problem, it wasn't me trying to be, like, petty or anything. I wanted you to know what other people were saying.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. You just reacted very, like, you attacked me.
Okay.
And that wasn't cool. Because I was just trying to let you know what other people were saying.
I think I was just frustrated because I knew that people were talking about me, and it was like, when it finally like surfaces, it's like the initial reaction is to just like flip your top, I guess, as the saying goes. And I just like overboiled and I overworked myself and I was stressed, and you came to me and I would just like flip
I just
out.
didn't want you to hear it behind your back. I wanted you to hear it from someone and know that, like, it was, I didn't want to confirm that it was being said. I just wanted you to be aware of what people were saying.
I mean, I was aware because, like, so was the professor. Like, they're aware of what's being said too, and I think they're going to address it. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I think when someone comes to you and says, "Oh, all these people are actually saying the shit behind your back," like, kind of just makes you like insecure and like crazy for a little bit.
I get that. I do get that.
So, McKenna, would you want to share what you want to get from this mediation with everybody?
I don't really, again, I kind of don't really know what I want, but it was just kind of, and we were all kind of just frustrated because the audition process wasn't really fair, and we don't know if you recognized it or not. And, like, if she did pick you because of favoritism, that's not your fault. You didn't do anything. Like, you didn't say, hey, make me your favorite. Like, she just made that decision. But it was still just hard because you got 3 chances to sing it and everyone else got 1. So it was just hard to watch you do it multiple times.
Just learning things. Okay.
Okay, anything
I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say?
Nope.
Okay.
This is what it's just frustrating because, like, it was unfair, and whether or not it's your fault, it's not your fault if it was an unfair process, because it's not like you did.
I feel like she just gave me more chances because she knows I've been sick, so I feel like...
But, like, my voice gave out in the middle of the solo, and she didn't let me sing it again.
I don't know. I don't make that decision.
I know you don't. It was just frustrating for the rest of us, and that's what we wanted you to realize, is because of the fact that not only do you work for her, but she gave you multiple chances while everyone else, like, if something happened and she was, like, giving you pointers after each one and letting you redo it, it was just really unfair.
So, are you suggesting, like, a correlation between Emily working for the director and how the audition went for her?
I mean, because they have that connection.
Okay.
And it just...
And other members of the choir feel the same way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not denying that you're going to do great with the solo. It's just a matter of the fact that the process was unfair. That's bothering everyone.
I see that the process was unfair, but I don't think it's fair when people... Because work and talent is different, I guess. Well, it is different. I mean, you could be talented in your work, but it's not... I file papers. I don't file papers in choir. I do it out of choir, and the audition isn't a filing paper competition. It was a singing audition, and that they're 2 completely different things. And I don't know. If I am her favorite, I didn't strive to do that. I just take orders.
Yeah,
that's all I do.
Yeah.
So you agree with the audition process maybe being unfair?
I can see how it was. Like, I was surprised when she gave me more chances because, like, everyone, like, 3 people went before me, and they just sang it once, and I was like, okay, I'm ready, like, because I was really nervous to do this audition. And then we sang it, and then she was like, she cut me off, and then excuse me, and then she asked me to sing it again, and I was surprised when it happened, but I was like, I'm not gonna disobey her in class and be like, no, I'm not singing it again. So I just did what she told me to do. Like, I wasn't prepared to sing it more than once. Like, it just kind of happened. Like, I didn't call that shot. Hindsight, I didn't want to sing it more than once. Once you get over with, you're just nervous and you don't want to keep doing it.
So you just wanted to respect the director's wishes?
Yeah, I just want to respect, because I'm not going to call her out in class, because it's a respectful, like, college environment. It's not.
Could you agree with that, McKenna?
Yeah.
With the, yeah.
Yeah, it's a, no, I agree with you not calling her out, sorry. I was focused.
Yeah.
No, I agree that, like, calling her out and being like, no, I won't sing it again, but just...
I feel like she would fire me immediately on the spot, be like,
But-
you can't take orders. And we're like, oh.
But if work and class are separate, why would she fire you for something that happened in class?
I don't know, because I can't take orders. I feel like respect is something that goes a long way with everything you do, and no matter what environment you're in, whether it's home, work, talent, choir, you have to have respect, especially for your elders.
Okay, so as you both know, as president of this ensemble, I wanted to mention that what I think would do well with this mediation is just to get the morale back up, get everybody working together again, because the relationships in choir are not up to par, then neither is the music making.
Yeah.
So is that something that you guys would agree
I don't
with?
have anything against Emily. I think it's more I'm just frustrated at our director at this point.
Okay.
But I just, for a minute, Emily wasn't understanding why we were upset, and it was leading to us having tension, and that's why we came here to talk it out.
Right.
I mean, I understood why you guys were upset, but there's nothing I can do about it.
No,
so.
and I get that.
Okay.
That's just all we wanted, was you to understand why we were upset and realize we weren't, like, mad at you, we were just mad at the situation, and just...
I feel like if you're mad at the situation, though, you shouldn't take it out on me.
We shouldn't have, and I agree with that, and that was not the right thing to do, but that's just, I feel like I tried to explain that, and it just didn't get over well, so we came here, talking out with a mediator. Because I called this meeting.
Okay. So what are some solutions that we can bring up?
I mean, they could just get over it, and we could just move on.
Okay. McKenna, do you have other options?
You could just get over the fact that we were mad.
I did get over the fact you guys were mad. I didn't come to class the last day because you guys were, like, so bad, and, like...
That's not getting over it, that's being petty.
I mean, you guys were kind of petty to think that in the first place, so...
Well, I mean, we're not wrong.
I mean, you kind of are wrong.
She definitely favors you.
And that's not my fault.
Oh my god, but she still does it, that's the problem.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Go up to her and be like, don't like me?
But
How do you get a professor not to... Like, if you want someone to like you, you want a professor to like you in particular, like every professor you have in a class, because that's just who you are.
I bet if you hadn't auditioned for that solo, she would have asked you to audition in private so she could give it to you.
She asked if I was going to audition, and I told her
she
no.
did. Of course.
She wasn't expecting me to audition. Because we were talking about it, because she was explaining the pieces, because I filed the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I can't remember the name of the song. Do you remember the name of the song?
No, I do
What do you remember the name? Okay, well, the name of the song, insert here. I liked the song because I'd heard it before, and I was asking her about it. She was like, yeah, we're going to have some solos in it. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And she was like, yeah, you going to audition? And I said no, because I wasn't going to. Then I was thinking about it, and I was talking to my parents about it, and I never auditioned for anything. So I was like, I guess confidence is something I should have. And because I liked the song and I knew it, I thought, like, an audition wouldn't hurt, so.
Okay. Okay, so a new issue surfaced with, just based off of the act of auditioning. Okay. What the heck?
Do you need a water break? Okay.
I'm okay. Oh, if you guys need a break anytime, just let me know.
No,
Do you need a water break?
No, I think we're good.
Cool. So the audition, like, even the action of auditioning is an issue, like how each person went about. So Emily, you already kind of explained your side. What I got from that was you were asked to audition and you said no.
It wasn't like she didn't ask me to audition. She just asked in general if I was going to audition. It wasn't like you should audition. It was are you thinking like about auditioning, like stuff like that. It's like when you go with your friends, and you just like, you think you're gonna audition for this, and then you either say yes or no.
So conversations with her are like conversations with a friend.
Yeah, it's like, but it's not personal.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like we don't talk buddy. I asked about a song that we had. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't normally talk.
But your response to the first question was no, right? The first instance.
Yes, I said I wasn't going to audition.
And then you decided
I spoke with my parents about it, yes.
Okay. So McKenna, I saw you get upset when the mentioning of talking kind of like friendly was. Could you go
like,
more into?
She was going on about how like they don't talk and like she leaves the room and it's just instruction, and now she's saying like they talk like friends.
We don't talk like friends like you talk with your friends in the hall. Mm-hmm. It's she gave me instruction to file something. She gave me the pieces. I saw a piece and I asked a question about it. And then the question was response, and she asked if I was thinking about auditioning, and I said no, and then she left. Like, it's not like we sit there and discuss in detail everything.
So it's like just in passing?
In passing, yes. And it was just about the piece. It's not like we just talk.
Do you feel okay with that, McKenna?
I mean, yeah. I mean, what am I going to do? Tell her to stop?
I feel like you have relationships like that with any boss, anywhere, though.
Okay.
Because she is my boss, and I'm not gonna completely like shut myself off from her. Like if she asks me a question, I'm gonna answer.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I think we're back on the topic of resolving this actual issue. So, just a word of advice, if I may. Using words like just getting over it is a little attacky. So if we could think of productive word choices.
Well, what am I supposed to like ask her to give up the solo? Like I can't do that.
Is that what you would
want?
No,
I don't want her to not get the solo. She has a nice voice. She's gonna do a nice job with it. Right. I just wanted the process to be fair, and it just sucks that it wasn't fair.
So you want a solution to make the process more
But it's
fair.
not like I can say let's redo auditions, because that would be the same thing as saying you don't get your solo.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not fair to her, and I don't want this to be unfair to her. But it was unfair to everyone else.
Okay, so make the process more fair. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Emily, what do you want from this?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, like I don't want to walk into class and feel like people are staring at me because I did something wrong, because I don't think I did anything wrong, because I just auditioned like everybody else, and I just obeyed what she was telling me to do when she asked me to do it again. I didn't like assume I was getting it. I just thought, oh, I messed up, and she wanted me to do it again.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you want the respect of the choir.
Well, it's not like, oh, I'm better than you, give me your respect. It's a, please stop hating on me. I didn't choose to get the part kind of respect.
Yeah. So just you want everyone to be mutually respectful.
I just want us to like work together and people like be supportive, because people who know me in the choir know that I don't audition. They know that I'm very like conservative when it comes to this kind of stuff, and I don't normally put myself out there. And if I do put myself out there, it's something it's hard for me to do.
Yeah.
So I feel like if people could just support that and see that I did actually try my best.
Mm-hmm. McKenna, would you agree that she only auditions like seldom?
Well, I wouldn't know. She's been in this choir 2 weeks because this is her first term in this choir. Because she's normally in women's, but her schedule didn't work, so she's in concert this term.
Right.
She's been here 2 weeks and she got the solo because she works for our professor.
So have you heard any talk from people in other ensembles or anything?
No.
Okay.
I don't see them.
Okay.
Not really talk that much.
All right. So two business items that we need to tackle here are making the process more fair and getting the choir to work together and be supportive of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Does everyone agree?
Yeah.
These two things? Okay, let's start with making the process more fair.
Okay.
Any solutions?
I mean, if we tried talking to our professor, it could end up with her, like, getting mad at us and saying, like, she just had to do what she had to do, and I don't want her to not like me or dislike me any more than she apparently does, and not give me any future solos because I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not, do I just go up to her and say, you're favoriting Emily, like, stop?
Yeah, because, like, it's, like, disrespect. We don't want to disrespect her because she is our choral professor,
Right.
and choir is, like, a big part of who we are, I think, both of us.
Yeah.
So we have more years here.
I want a good relationship
Yeah,
with
you
her,
want to
not
be
a
able
bad
to
one.
have a relationship with her that is, in passing, a more than just a, oh, you're a teacher. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like...
Okay.
And it's not like if I write, like, it on her review form, then she's gonna see it and know that people are upset, and just, I mean, that, we could do that, but that doesn't come till the end of the term, and it's week 2.
True.
So I just...
Do you think there's anything that students can do while the audition process is happening to make it more fair?
I think, honestly, the audition process should be in private.
Yeah.
Because if it's in private, then people can't, like... If something happens with someone and she wants you to do it again, no one's gonna actually know unless you go and talk about it. And then, like, when someone gets it, you don't know how the person did, you don't know if they did bad or good, and then, like, they just get it, and you're like, oh my God, nice job, like, when it's, like, live performance, basically. I feel like that adds a lot more pressure, and it could also add pressure to the professor, because, like, they're listening, and they know it's, like, everyone else is listening, but I don't know. I feel like if we did it in private, it might make it a lot easier.
Okay. I know, just based off of my role in the choir, one of the reasons why we audition in front of everybody is to, like, make sure that the choir agrees that the person, well, or the people that are auditioning agree that the person who gets picked deserves it. So the question of...
But that didn't happen in this situation, so that's why we're frustrated.
Yep.
So that's, I think doing it in private, or if anything, if we did it in a more, because being in private too could be like one of those, the same thing could happen where it could be like, well, Emily only got it because she's works for our professor and all that.
Right.
But like if we did it as like if you did it in front of the whole choir, and like the choir anonymously voted for who they thought could do it, like who they thought were the best, but that could end up being a popularity contest. And it just
I agree with that.
or they could vote for their top 2 and then the professor could pick from there. I feel like that could be a good way to do it too.
See, I would do it the opposite way. If you did it in like have like private auditions, and then the professor picks, like, I don't know, say like 10 people audition, and it's like a solo, so she could pick 3 people, and then those 3 people perform it in class with the choir, and then the choir could pick from those 3 people. Maybe
that could work too. She seemed very, after you saying, she was like done with everyone else, and it was just really disheartening.
I left the room, so I did. You see that?
Yeah.
I didn't see that part.
Like, she stopped, like, she would cut people off early and move on the next one. She stopped writing notes down for everyone. Like, she was like done once you were done singing. So it was just, we all kind of were like, well, Emily's gonna get it. So it was kind of just disheartening for everyone else in the room.
Understood. Okay. Are there any more suggestions for the process? Okay. No more suggestions? Okay, so what we have is possibly talking to the professor or suggesting private auditions.
I think private auditions.
Private auditions. Now, for the private auditions, I know we mentioned choir voting sometime. Is that something we want to add?
Honestly, I think that would be best, because then no one can get mad.
Yeah, like narrow it down. Like, the professor narrows it down.
So the professor.
Because then we can't get mad at the professor because they didn't pick the person, but we can't get mad at the person because, like, it was a class decision.
Now, how many should the professor narrow down to?
I think it depends how many audition.
Yeah, it depends how many audition. It depends if she wants to make it a solo, a duet. Like,
it just depends on depends on the thing.
Okay.
Plus, I feel like that would remove all elements of favoritism.
If the choir decides.
Yeah. At least from the professor's point of view, it would be like it wouldn't be the professor favoriting. And as much as it could end up being a popularity thing, I think most people in our choir want us to sound good. Like we don't care about who has it.
Yeah, a lot of people just.
We just want us to sound good, not the who's doing the solo.
All right. So what I have here is private auditions with professor narrowing based on how many audition, and then the choir picks from the finalists.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about what was that other one? Oh, how do we get the choir to work together and be more supportive of each other?
I don't know. Maybe like do an event.
Okay.
We don't really have time for an event though, because we're leaving for our concert soon. So we have to practice.
Do you want to think about the support just for this case, or maybe into the future?
In the future. I think
if
you look further ahead, like a choir in general, I know like in the choirs I was in high school, there was like the cliques per se. Okay. You get to college and there's not so much of that, but you can like sense that there is like the people. And I feel like choir is a place where you feel at home because you all have like the love of singing and the love of performing, and everyone has to support each other in that kind of environment for all of you to strive. Because if someone is feeling down and they're not singing their best, and it affects the whole choral like ensemble. So if you like rise that person up and you're all singing well and you're all like supportive of each other, the sound itself would like improve.
Yeah. Would you agree with that, McKenna?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is for into the future.
Yes.
Even? Okay. Any other suggestions for support?
For support, like
for
the choir,
like building morale and what have you.
I don't know. Morale's been pretty down, for as far as I can see. I feel like it was down before the audition process because people were just like getting back into the swing of like classes and everything. And we got the songs like the first day, but then it's like we haven't really been working on them. And then we did the auditions, and now we're gonna start working on them. So maybe morale will pick up when we're working on everything, but. Right now I feel like we don't really have purpose. We're just kind of going and sitting and we're talking through stuff, and we are singing, but I know we're working towards concerts, but it feels so far as we're just kind of like dragged.
Okay, so just hopefully picking
set
up
goals, I think.
Okay.
If we all had a goal of like where we wanted to be like week 4, and then because we all would be working to get to that goal, it might help us.
And if we reach the goal, like we can like there can be some kind of like reward system.
So should individuals come up with goals or just the choir as a whole?
I think the choir as a whole.
Okay.
So that way everyone's held responsible for the same thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Please keep it professional.
Sorry,
my friends.
Sorry, it's been a day. We're making up. This is how we make up.
Okay. Alrighty. So we have do an event with everyone in choir, or setting goals with the choir as a whole. Which one would you think would work best right now?
I think setting goals.
The setting goals, because the event could also come at the end of the
That
goal
could be the
achievement.
reward. That could be the reward. I'm going to run to the bathroom.